The mic drop.
That man is a product of a poor environment. There's absolutely nothing wrong with him. I can prove it.
Of course there's something wrong with him. He's a Negro.
Oh, man. Space bores me. Gotta be something on YouTube. What do we got here? What's this?
Big mic drop. In the United States is one big contradiction. Our society has become one big contradiction. The mic drop. Big mic drop. The mic drop. Yo, what's up, fam? It's your boy Big Mike. Welcome to another episode of the Big Mike Drop. We in the motherfucking building, man. Hey, Ronnie is getting caked by the drug reps tonight, man. They took out the nurses. I told her I wasn't gonna tell y'all, but yeah, she out there with the drug reps, man. They balling, man. So shout out to Ronnie, man. She'll be back with us next week. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Let me get a little volume going on, a little gain going on the microphone because I got to hear myself. So, Thursday night, we at Christmas, man, next week. This time next week, you know, everybody will be having visions of sugar plums dancing in their head. So, y'all be safe. I'm glad that you're remaining safe out there. And, you know, Merry Christmas to y'all. Merry Christmas to y'all. But tonight's show is damn. Really? At Christmas, bruh? That's really what we're going to do at Christmas. Okay. All right. So, got a couple of different topics tonight, man. And I didn't really know where I wanted to start. So, I guess I'll just start with this one. Georgia is about to be ground zero for a pilot program for guaranteed income. Georgia is about to be ground zero, the epicenter, the petri dish for guaranteed income. I want to know what y'all think about that out there today. I'm going to read the story. It's in Ebony. I heard it a couple of weeks ago, and I couldn't substantiate the story, so I didn't want to get on the show and talk about it and then sound like a fool inserting a size 16 into my own mouth, having to apologize and, you know, backtrack and all that stuff. Not saying I'm above it, but if it could be avoided, let's avoid the shit. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So, this is a serious conversation. And I heard some gentlemen on the on Bernard Riley show earlier today kind of touching on this a little bit. when they started talking about whose fault is it where we are? Is it the black man's fault or is it the black woman's fault? How do we get to where we are? And when did this start? And people will say these, vague answers. Oh, it's trauma, it's this and that. But these brothers were really digging in into when it started. And this may just be another one of those things that could be a turning point for us. And I don't think it's a turning point in a positive way. If you feel what I'm saying, if you catch my drift. Let me do something. I'm gonna change this internet up. We gotta make sure we're firing on all cylinders tonight. So shout out, man, if you're in the comments, man, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this video. Like, share, and subscribe to this video. Got my baby in the building. Miss Amber Alert. That is the missus. So you know what I'm saying? She's always there in my corner. So I appreciate her. Shout out to Amber Alert. We need some more Amber Alerts coming too here soon. We're gonna need some more Amber Alert episodes. I'm gonna go and put you out there, in front of people. It's not a lot of people on here right now, but I am gonna put you out there. So I'm trying this an hour earlier. Just, fucking with the analytics a little bit. And just seeing. I just want to see a few things. How the response is. Coming on at 7, 6 Mobile time. And, if you're in Chicago, places like that, it'd be 6 your time. So I just want to see how I fit into this time frame, or if I even fit into this time frame. I like the 8 o'clock. I like 8, and it gives everybody time to get home, get showered up, food, whatnot. Then you can sit down and you can enjoy your big mic drop. I didn't mean to touch that one. I did not mean to hit that one. That was a mistake. So I also want to talk about the twerking bride. Did y'all see the video? We're gonna talk about that tonight. The twerking bride, the bride twerking at the wedding, and for her groom. And it was pretty explicit, man. And it was in front of everybody. So we're gonna talk about that. I just want to know what y'all think on that one, for real. And we're gonna go get into that story as well. Also, not really want to do gossip, but I read something about your boy today, Tristan Thompson, man. What's up with Tristan Thompson? What is he at? This guy has a lot of shit going on. There's some stuff out there saying that his baby mama, new baby mama, not Chloe, but his new baby mama could possibly have an STD. And I don't want to, allegedly have an STD. And he insinuated she had an STD. So we're going to get into that as well. How would he know? And how do you insinuate somebody has an STD? What did he tell the people? So we're going to dig into that a little bit and find out what's going on with Tristan Thompson. So this conversation is going to be, what's the word? Frank. It's going to be frank tonight because I want to get to the bottom of this. Please don't get offended. If you got thin skin, or if you disagree, call in. I'm going to put the number up. You don't necessarily have to answer the question that I put up, but you do need to call that number that's underneath the question. So I'm going to get the phone lines fired up. First thing, get to my studio here. I told Ronnie, man, you with the drug reps tonight, man, you need to order the lobster that's holding 2 steaks. You need to order that joint, man. They be balling. They got a budget. They got a budget. Be all up at Shea Maurice. All right. Let's get this popping. Let's get the phone lines popping. While I do this, don't forget to hit like.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio.
Like the video,
Please
share,
enter
and
your
subscribe.
host pin. When finished, press the pound key.
Uh-oh. I messed that one up.
I'm sorry, but I did not hear you press at least 4 digits of your PIN number.
PIN you entered does not match the PIN you have on
All
file
right,
for your account. Please re-enter your PIN. start your show now, press
Put
1.
in the exact same pin, by the way.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3,
That's some kind of
2,
glitch.
1.
That's some kind of glitch on there because I put the exact
Blog
same pin
Talk
in. It does this
Radio.
every time. So we're live. For those of you who are just joining us on Blog Talk Radio, this is another episode of the Big Mic Drop. Tonight we are talking about guaranteed income for Black women in Atlanta. 600 Black women in Atlanta. And I'm going to get into that story soon. We're also talking about the twerking bride. Was it disrespectful or was it her right? Or was dude just a simp? You decide. I'll give you my opinion. But we are live right now. So I'm going to go on and put the question up. Actually, let's read the story first. And here's the question for tonight. And this, don't get offended at this. Did you marry a ho-ho-ho? If you want to call in and talk about the marry ho-ho-hos in your life, the ones that you married to and the ones that you may not be married to, the exes, you can call and feel free to call the Big Mic Drop. Feel free to call us and, tell your story tonight. So I had to make it festive, not trying to offend anybody. There are male and female hoes out here. So feel free to call in. This is not a gender biased discussion. All right. So first story, and I'm going to share this screen just so you can see it. I'm going to share it while I read it, actually. So let's share that. Because I don't want you to think I'm making this stuff up. There we go. So this is Ebony Magazine, and this was December 13th. So what, about 2-3 days ago? December 13th, 2021, by Rashad Grove. News and politics. So it states that the state of Georgia guaranteed income program to give $850 monthly to over 600 Black women. And of course, you got the nice stock image of Terry Vine, whoever that is. So the state of Georgia is introducing the guaranteed income program that will provide $850 a month to more than 600 Black women for at least 2 years. 11 Alive reports. That's in Atlanta. That's the news station with Fred and them. That's what we watch. I think, no, Fred is WSB. I'm sorry. According to the Georgia Resilience and Opportunity Fund, the GRO fund, the program in her hands is set to distribute over $13 million to a selection of Georgian inhabitants. The pilot program will begin by targeting 200 women in Atlanta's Old Fourth Ward neighborhood, where City Council Representative Amir Faroqi has been at work to ensure that the income program was established. The no strings attached monthly income will allow individuals and families to invest in what they need from providing for basic needs to keeping a roof over their heads to paying for medical care to investing in their family and future and maintain agency over their lives while doing so. Does it sound good to you? I'm going to keep reading. On Twitter, Faroqi noted that one of the major components of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s political vision was a guaranteed income for the country's most vulnerable citizens. No, it was not for the most vulnerable citizens. It was for Black people, and it was reparations. So is this some kind of false attempt at reparations? And why do they continue to tie Martin Luther King's name to these different movements and organizations? I'm going to tell you one thing. I think this shit is total trash. I'm just going to go and put it out there. I think it's total trash. I don't think it's going to work. And if you got 600 women that you're going to give this to, you're only going to give this to Black women. Is this fair to men and other races of women who may be just as poor? Is this fair? Is this fair to the women that don't get picked? What is it meant to do? What is it actually going to do? Is it something that can be sustained? What qualifies you? What disqualifies you? I can tell you right now, it's going to be for single mothers. That's exactly who it's going to be for, because they keep saying individuals and families. I just don't see how an individual woman is going to be able to get $850 a month just because. And something even more interesting to me as well, I was talking to my wife about this. The old Fourth Ward is exactly that. The old Fourth Ward. It's almost completely gentrified in the old Fourth Ward. Almost completely. So who are they really giving this money to in the old Fourth Ward? Questions that need answers. So it says the program will provide an average of $850 per month for 2 years to 650 low-income Black women across Georgia, rural, urban, and suburban. No strings attached. To start, 200 plus women in the old Fourth Ward, where Dr. King called for a guaranteed income 50 years ago. Do you see how they try to pull Dr. Martin Luther King into this to make it acceptable? Where's the money coming from? If they can afford to do this, why can't they afford to do this for maybe 600 men? Maybe do for 300 men and 300 women. Why is it so important that it's in her hands? How's it going to be counted? Is it going to be counted as income? Is it going to impact other subsidies that they receive, that, a lot of low-income people receive? Or is that going to still stay at the same level, and the 850 is just, like they said, no strings attached? You can do what you want to do with it. It's going to be a lot of niggas taking that 850 trying to flip it. This initiative, designed with resident input, will transform lives and help us understand the personal and policy beliefs of income stability of our most vulnerable. We'll look at mental health outcomes and employment and career choices, among others. So in Atlanta, those of you who may live in smaller cities or rural areas, you probably don't see this. Or if you do see it, it's actually really motherfuckers camping. But out here under any interstate bridge, it's tent cities. The tent city up on Bankhead is growing. It's a tent city right on Bankhead, right when you cross over 285. It's a tent city starting to grow in an empty lot. Why can't these people get $850 a month? Or, what's more vulnerable than a person that's living in the elements right now? We got veterans in the elements. We got people that, signed their ass on the line and went overseas and came back messed up. Some of them. A lot of them are men. Where's their $850, no strings attached? Why are they living in tent cities on the side of the road? Not only is it hazardous to them, it's hazardous to the public. What happens when you come through there flipping your little Bentley truck with your windows down, riding through a damn tent city? There's a lot of that going on around here. So, that could be any day, anybody. And people ride by day in, day out, and act like they don't see it. But yet you're going to give some women $850 a month for 2 years for no reason whatsoever. No strings attached. Sis Tasha Flowers in the building. I was going to ask, why aren't men included? Exactly. Why aren't men included? And I'm going to take my drink. All right. So for Roki tweet read, we'll look at the mental health outcomes and employment and career choices, among others. So this is no strings attached money. What's going to be the mental health outcome of that? Do you think people are going to take this money and go seek mental health treatment with it? Or perhaps they know that putting the money in the hands of certain people, certain individuals, the money will actually just flow back to them. So is this a money grab? Because they know the money's just going to go right back into the economy. Right now, it's experimental. It's only 600 people getting it. But keep your eyes on this, because this is socialism. Everybody talks about socialism. This is socialism. And the gentlemen on the show earlier were talking about how the welfare state destroyed the black family. Is this going to help the black family? Is this going to help families stay together? Is this going to help fathers stay in the house? Will a woman be able to even get it if there's a father to her children in the house? I would love to see what qualifies somebody for this money. But they're keeping that under wraps. All right. So this lady, Hope, she states on this tweet, we found economic insecurity needed to be combated at the root, like MLK said in 1968. What's more the root than on the side of the road, in a tent, in the winter? Men and women, mostly men and boys, in these conditions. Sis say there's a catch to it. There absolutely is a catch to it. This is a trap. This is the same trap that the Great Society was in the 60s. What, 1965, if I'm not mistaken. 66 is when they started in around that time. I don't have my books in front of me, and I'm not going to Google the shit. You know what I'm saying? Give or take a few years. Martin Luther King was addressing economic insecurity, but he was addressing the economic insecurity of black people, black men, women, and children. Do you see how they're dividing and conquering right now? It's going on right before our very eyes. I saw this video the other day where these two pregnant women, no, one was pregnant and one had a baby, and there was another one involved as well. It was three women that went into a black-owned wig shop and pepper sprayed the girl and stole wigs. One had a baby on her hip, one was pregnant. Are they eligible for $850 extra a month so they don't have to go out here being a public hazard to people? Or would they take the $850 and still go fucking steal the wigs? Or even worse, go buy one every month on the government and look great at the club. But that goddamn morning after, boy, I tell you, that morning after. So we found economic insecurity needed to be combated at the root, like MLK said in 1968. I am now convinced that the simplest approach will prove to be the most effective. The solution to poverty is to abolish it directly by a now widely discussed measure, the guaranteed income. This is what's her name? Hope Willensack. Now, Hope looked like a sister, and she got a last name like Willensack. That might be your catch. You think she married to Tyrone Willensack?
That man is a product of a poor environment. There's absolutely nothing wrong with him. I can prove it.
Of course there's something wrong with him. He's a Negro.
Look. I'm not liking the energy in the building right now. I feel like those of you who are watching, I feel like we may have some coons among us. So it's time to inoculate you motherfuckers. Remember how you felt when you introduced your female cousin to your mediocre white girlfriend? Or how about when you went out with your white coworkers at happy hour and ended up losing your job with harassment charges? Or even when you interviewed this nigga, knowing good and damn well you weren't gonna hire him because he looked like your baby daddy people, although he was qualified. We at the Big Mike Drop Labs would like to introduce you to Coonitin, a drug for coonish behavior. Doctors reported a 3.8% drop in platinum blonde dark-ass niggas last year alone, and Coonitin has a 75% effectivity rate in old-ass coon niggas. 9% of working-age coons self-reported exercising greater restraint from kissing white folks' asses, thus cutting down on the spread of pink eye in the office. If you're experiencing coonish symptoms, ask your doctor if Coonitin is right for you. Warning, Coonitin does have laxative properties, so don't use it if you're completely full of shit. Coonitin, because coons gotta live too. They might as well be medicated. Also from the makers of Coonitin, divestrogen, a medication for divestors who think no one notices the difference between the wig texture and the texture on the back of your neck. Approved by Dr. Mammy. Patients over 60 are encouraged to receive their Coonitin booster shots every 6 months. Don't be miserable. Get your life back with Coonitin.
Possible side effects include, but are not limited to, headaches, nausea, constipation, diarrhea, blackouts, confusion, muscle spasms, increased ball size, in the case of women, actually believing you have balls, hallucination, paranoia, increased police presence. In extreme cases, you could become a real nigga.
The mic drop. All right, we're back. Don't make me come with the booster shot. All right? So let's get the energy up. Let's get the lights up in the room. I appreciate y'all. For joining the Big Mic Drop Show. And we're having real discussions here tonight. So feel free to call in. The question of the evening, did you marry a ho-ho-ho? Anybody could call in on this one. Male, female. Look, this isn't a gender bias situation on this show. This isn't a gender bias question tonight. I do happen to be gender biased in a lot of situations because this shit pisses me off because they just totally left men out of it, especially black men. Now, these people are talking about eradicating poverty. If giving women more money would eradicate poverty, my logic tells me that poverty should have been eradicated back in the 60s. Women have been getting more money progressively since the 60s. You can look at the stats. So is women having more money really going to abolish poverty? If you want to abolish poverty, give men more jobs. Give black men more jobs, more opportunities. We'll take care of our women. You just give us the jobs and the opportunities. By the time this is over with, by the time we rush the Capitol, ain't gonna be no money left because they gave it to everybody. And they keep bringing Martin Luther King up. I suggest everybody study up on your king, man. Go ahead and study up on your king if you're a Dr. King person, if you're a Dr. King fan, then you need to study up on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So people like this can't come out and put this on Dr. Martin Luther King because they've mentioned this man's name 3 times in this article. Let's keep going. There's a catch to this. So the In Our Hands initiative will not only provide greater economic stability for program participants, but will generate much needed learnings on policies to advance an economy of shared prosperity, she added. That's Hope Willensack. She needs some divestiture. I guarantee you. Probably Google her husband. Just Google her husband and let me know what y'all find. If it's a brother, I digress. A combination of private donors, sponsors, as well as local and federal funds are underwriting the innovative program, but there is no application process. Each candidate will be invited to participate. So there's no application process. Let me turn this on. Do that. So basically, they're telling you that there's no system that you can learn and put your friends on. Each candidate will be invited to participate because there's no application process. Give directly. A donation service is continuing to accept contributions to the fund and has raised nearly 10 million, enough to fund 429 incomes. The remaining 221 incomes are still in need of funding. So I'm confused. Is this guaranteed income or is this like a telethon? Is this a written telethon? Is this like Jerry Lewis? Are we going to have to hit the phones? Begging for money to give somebody that they pick $850 a month, no strings attached, that you don't have to do anything with. You don't have to spend it at a black business. You can spend it with the weed man. You can spend it with the weave man. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. You can go fill up the refrigerator, fill up your car, buy a new car. What can you get for $850? What's $850? What, a Gucci scarf? You can go and get your Gucci scarf. I don't like it. I don't like the sound of it. I won't be supporting it. And if they need donations, don't come your ass over here. It would be different. It would be different if I didn't have to ride by people living in tents on the side of the road every day. Every day. For the last 4 or 5 years, 3 years, going on 4 years. I've been riding past people, men, veterans, women, handicapped people, no legs, kids, living in tents. And they got the nerve to pitch this bullshit to me. They should be ashamed of themselves. And I think this is just a way for the Democrats to try to keep Georgia blue, because they're not doing shit for us right now. Joe Biden couldn't even put the dude's Medal of Honor on today. He's the oldest president in history, and it shows. Appreciate you, DJ Cadillac. Appreciate that. So, we're going to move on to lighter-hearted stories. Stories that kind of cater more to the question. You know, let's see. Do we have anybody on the line? Nobody's called yet. Y'all give me a call, man. 515-605-9708. Am I wrong about this? Let me know. Call in and let me know. Or if you agree, call in and let me know. 515-605-9708. You on the big mic drop. For those of you who are just joining us, we just got through talking about the guaranteed income, $850 guaranteed for 2 years. No strings attached. I would love to be your weed man. Don't clip that out. Don't clip that out, please, and put it on YouTube. I know I'm not that popular yet, but later don't go back and do it. I'll make this motherfucker private in a heartbeat. So, you know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. So, before I move to the next story, I had a little bit of controversy with my commentary the other night when I came in and did the freestyle about the dude that took out his baby mamas, both baby mamas, new baby, up in Baltimore. Yeah, I got flagged on YouTube for the very first time. I got hit. I knew I was gonna get a copyright, but I usually trim the copyrights out because I like to just put on some music in the beginning. Sometimes it's music I made, sometimes it's music I didn't make. Like tonight was some shit I made. But the other night was the Steam Drill by Cannonball Adderley. I just wanted to set the mood. I like to hype myself up. So I knew I was going to catch the copyright. But then I caught the age restriction. Didn't get that. And a lot of brothers have been getting their content taken down for even commenting and putting commentary or doing commentary on that story. They want to bury this story because this story does not fit the narrative that they want to portray right now. It's bringing negative light onto the narrative. And when I say narrative, you can call it whatever you want. Feminism, LGBT, whatever. It's just the narrative. I think all of those are just parts of a bigger narrative. But we'll get into that in another show. So, that was a terrible situation. That was a very terrible situation. But I was just calling light to it because I was listening to the brothers in the manosphere, and it wasn't necessarily the content creators in the manosphere because everybody was pretty much on point. But you have these guys that's not necessarily content creators. They're out here and they're saying different things in the comments. A lot of times I'm lurking in your comments and I'm looking at what people are saying. And some guys are just off, man. They're off target. They're not really listening to what's being said, or they're not understanding what's being said, in the real conversation and the real dialogue. And they're in the comments straight off target. So that show was talking to those brothers. I'm still standing behind my original opinion. The dude is a simp, was a simp. And he's just basically advanced feminism one more leap with his actions and not being smart and not, being disciplined. So I'm still on my shit with that. But, a couple of people, had some things to say, and it's fine. I'm cool. You can say what you want to say. I don't get upset about that stuff. Now, if you get disrespectful, that's another thing, but we can always respectfully disagree and, keep it pushing, have a beer or something. So cheers. So let's talk about this twerking bride situation. Have y'all seen the twerking bride? If you haven't, you got to. So let me share that screen. Actually, I want to get a video going for y'all because this is just on the Twitter. So let's do this. Nope, not video file. Cancel, share. Let's do that. Let's share the screen again. Share screen, Chrome tab, twerking bride. And let me. All right. Let's get to it. Let's check this out, man. So this is I don't even know whose wedding this is. It's just somebody's wedding. And this is a New York Post article. This is a wedding, y'all. This is a wedding. Damn, man, my internet's messing up. Am I lagging? All right. I'm seeing myself lagging over here. Yeah, she absolutely disrespected herself and her family. I don't know, man. The way she acted like one of the motherfuckers that ain't ever had no family. I mean, she act like no shame. So was this disrespectful to him? Or is this something that women should be free to do if they want to do this? Or is he just a simp? I guarantee you he didn't know this was going to happen. Like, her friends can't be real friends. They should have stopped this versus participating in this. Yeah, nah, they had a whole backup dance ready for this. Which is what led to my question. So, buddy, did you marry a ho? Did you get out to the strip club and just got a little too friendly, brother? Is that what happened? Got out to the strip club and she was nice and poured her heart out to you, told you everything. Now, I guarantee you, how many of those dudes in the crowd that were videotaping her do you think wouldn't fuck when you not around? You know how like most dudes like slide the garter off at the wedding, they take the bride's garter off and throw it. You know, he should have like pulled a thing to the G string to the side or something. You know, because that's pretty much it took away all of the sanctity of the marriage. If you ask me, I just think that's weird. Is this something we're gonna see more of? You said that's what you call a wedding. Absolutely, man. I mean, you know, what if one of your homeboys come on to her? Because she wasn't a bad looking woman. They got some steals on her. Now let's just look at some of the steals on this situation, man. Oh, yeah, no, they were his friends. They may not have been her friends, but they were definitely his friends. Uh-oh. I don't think y'all want no Walmart, nothing. Let me just stop sharing that. I'm having major internet issues over here, fam. I don't know what's going on with this. I'm trying to switch to a stronger one. His homeboy should have told him to make it stop. My homeboys wouldn't have had to tell me to make it stop. I'm sorry, Amber. You're not doing it. It's not happening. And if you insisted on doing it because y'all practiced and did all that, then, you know, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I guarantee you this. And I was talking to a partner of mine a while back, man. I guarantee you this woman had a bachelorette party. Dudes, if you got a fiance and you're about to get married, do not let her have a bachelorette party. Do not let her have a bachelorette party. And I'm going to tell you why. Because they'll be like, oh, dudes can have bachelor parties. Yeah, but it's hard for dudes to fuck strippers. Them male strippers, they be fucking your brides, bro. At the bachelorette party in front of her homegirls, mamas, and everybody else. I have inside people. They know. I guarantee you her bachelorette party. I can't even, if she had one, I could only imagine. Not Artemis, it was a twerk wedding. Everything is twerking, man. They got twerk dinners. You know, you might go to a restaurant and somebody start twerking on the table. You know who it usually is. It's not, it's not a secret. You know what I'm saying? Are we living in a society that's putting too much emphasis on sex and not enough emphasis on the other things that really make life worth living? I mean, sex is great. Don't get me wrong. Like sex just like the next person. But do we live in an oversexed society? Is this why you're marrying hoes out here? Do you feel like you can't do any better? Is it lust? Are you whipped? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe she did something to you that nobody else has ever done to you. And I don't think anybody else would twerk on you and give you a lap dance in front of all your homeboys with a G-string on. Like I said, let's look at some of these still photos so you can really get the gist of what's going on with this situation. You might not have seen the video. So let's look. Boom, pull it up. There we go. So you got some still photos. Look at your boy right here. You see my mouse? Yeah. He probably already beat. I'm just going to say. Look at the way he recording. This guy right here, yeah, he's gonna masturbate to this later. This lady right here, that's not really her friend. She gonna put that shit back on social media when they really try to change their life. When they start going to church. So look, you see she's very scantily clad. I mean, that's one cheek, that's two cheeks. So she got a G-string on, thong on, whatnot. And your boy is locked in, dog. He's locked in. He's seen this before. He's locked in. He's recording the whole thing. Chris Jones in the building. Yeah, man. I'm just talking tonight, man. I'm just on here talking tonight. Not really freestyling, but sort of, kind of. Let's go to another one. It's more. Oh, there is more. Oh, there is more. I ain't even read the story yet. I mean, to me, it's really nothing to read. I mean, it's pretty much self-explanatory. Now I wonder if the pastor was still there. Obviously, if there were kids there, they would like.
That man is a product of a poor environment. There's absolutely nothing wrong with him. I can prove it.
Of course, there's something wrong with him. Yeah. He's a Negro.
Two buttons at the same time. They said fuck them kids. If there were kids there. Let's see. So yeah, she bending it over, busting it, busting it wide open. Barefooted. So as your bride, the thing you're supposed to do right after the wedding, right? You're supposed to go and take her to the telly, wherever y'all gonna be going, and you're supposed to hit that, right? You're supposed to be able to lick her up and down. Now she barefooted. You know you're gonna the bottom of them feet black than a motherfucker. All on the floor, like an animal. All on the floor. This her right here. You can already see the dirt on the bottom of her feet. Her bridesmaids aren't even on the floor. Look, that's a little girl right there. That's a baby right there. Because grown women don't wear tiaras in this motherfucker. And I hate to keep wearing you out, but it's a lot of bodies dropping tonight. It's a lot of bodies dropping tonight. This is outrageous. Food must have been good. Hey, your boy back on him. Boom. He ain't moving. Other dude and already took the first video and went to the bathroom. Man, this is crazy, man. This is nuts. Let's see. Nobody on there. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it on the still frames. But yeah, what do y'all think about that, man? Am I the one tripping? Am I just old school? Yeah, am I the one who needs to come into the future? Do I need to be liberated or something of this nature? Or is this just downright disgusting? Amber said if the wedding was like this, I don't even want to hear stories about the bachelorette party. Oh yeah, Shaka Zulu was shaking juice all over their ass. Shooting the club up, literally. Like I said, I have to get my partner. He's not gonna come on and show his face or anything. But we might have to disguise his voice and get him to tell you some stories. We just might have to. Y'all, my internet is bugging tonight. My internet bugging tonight. I don't know what's going on with that. They want to slow me down. All right, let's see. Yo, all right. I can finally see myself. So whenever I'm sharing the screen, when the internet signal's weak, it starts doing all this little tripping and freezing up. So I'm gonna stop sharing the screen tonight. I think y'all seen enough. Y'all understand where I'm going with this. Are we gonna be able to continue down this path of indecency? How long are we gonna be able to continue down this path of indecency before we ultimately, turn ourselves over to a completely reprobate society? How are you gonna raise kids in this society? How are you gonna teach kids the difference between right and wrong in this society? And if you can't teach your kids the difference between right and wrong because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings or you don't want to offend somebody, then how do you keep society in check? How do you keep yourself safe? Especially as we get older. We're not gonna be out here, being like Rambo shooting up shit. So Snuggle 668 says, congratulations on getting $850 to $850 to those 600 women in Georgia. I hope they will do the right thing with the money that they have been given. I hope so, but I don't know if you heard the beginning of the show, Snuggle. Be honest, I'm not for it because, like I said, I live in Atlanta. I pass by the tent cities every day, and I see the men, women, and children out there, black, white, whatever, that could probably use that money more so than, just a specific group of people. If you want to give black people money, give us our motherfucking reparations. Those of us who are descendants of slaves, give us our reparations. Besides that, I don't think no specific, group of black people should get money. Not my boy married a bucket. Ooh. Hey, oh man. He ain't married a gangbang girl. Like, look, man, things are different now, man. Nobody's worried about things like body counts. Me and my partner were talking about it today. That's useless stuff to worry about at this point in time because nobody's going to really tell you the truth about it, as they shouldn't really tell you the truth about it unless you were with them. That's not your real business. It's really not. So, I get people having a past, but if she was a stripper, which I can assume I'm going to guess she's a stripper, and she's getting married, is he allowing her to still be a stripper? Or is she moving on past that life? Because no normal woman would be comfortable doing that. All right, we got a call in the building. 314-381, you on the big mic drop.
Hey, the answer to your question, whether this give out is progress or is it discrimination? It's discrimination.
Absolutely.
It's no other way to look at it. Government can't target no one citizen because of their skin color for a government-sponsored program. I thought that those practices that were done in the past, I thought we put those behind us.
I feel like it's a Trojan horse type of situation because if you take that money, then you're essentially agreeing with discrimination for no particular reason.
Absolutely.
Other than you're black.
And I'll tell you something else.
Go ahead, bro.
I'll tell you something else too, Mike. I don't buy with businesses just because their skin is black.
Absolutely not. You can't.
And let me tell you what.
Yes.
I'm conservative, Mike.
Yes.
I would not vote for a Maxine Waters or a Sheila Jackson Lee because the policies that they push goes against my interests.
Right.
I would vote for Cynthia McKinney.
I'm not familiar with her.
Because the policies that she had pushed, not all, was in line with my interests.
Right.
I'm about business. I want to see tax deductions, especially on businesses and income too. And I want to see tariffs on imported goods. You're in Georgia, right?
Yeah, I'm in Georgia.
Georgia is known for its Georgia pines. It's used for plywood.
Right.
Georgia suffered until Trump put a tariff on Canadian plywood that was undercutting Georgia plywood. Well, Georgia started reproducing. But Biden has came in and took the tariffs off. Now they got to fight again, and some of them are shutting back down because they cannot compete.
Right.
You know, you see a shop. You know, I remember a sheet of plywood. I bought 50 sheets of plywood one time from what was a hardware store before it became Home Depot. Cost me $300. 50 sheets.
Right.
And now, heck, you pay $100 for a sheet of 3/4 plywood. It really ain't 3/4 of an inch thick.
Right.
So, you know, things have gotten terrible. What you thinking about that?
They have, and I'm looking at it, man. I'm seeing a lot of people suffering. You know, in the communities around me, I'm watching a lot of things shut down. A lot of businesses have to shut their doors during this time. My wife says plywood has skyrocketed in the last 2 years. Absolutely. So, you know, we stay up on, you know, the price of things. But I will be honest, should we still pay a higher price to buy American? Just like it's almost like black on black business. And when we have the discussion about doing business with black businesses, right? A lot of times people say things like, well, black people's prices are higher, but they don't understand that on the supply end, a lot of suppliers make black people buy larger quantities, or they even straight out charge you more to be black. So,
Well,
you
let's
know,
just
it might
face
be a higher price associated with shopping with black people, with, you know, black people that are real black people. You know what I'm saying? And is
Well,
that the
what
same
I'm
thing for
concerned about
America?
who they donate.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what I'm concerned about who they donating to. Of course, they can donate who they want to. It's like, you know, executive leasing, the ones that rent the cars. I don't do business with them no more. After they came out and refused to accept toward discounts an NRA membership card. Well,
Right.
hell, I just won't do business with you. It's okay.
Right.
Now, do I do business with blacks? Yes, I do. I work very hard, especially on educational issues, because I want to see these young people be educated so they can compete.
Right.
And right now, they're not being educated, therefore they can't compete. And see, here's the thing, Mike. It ain't these kids' fault. No child wakes up in the morning wanting to be a failure.
Right.
It's the adults, the parents, the society that's letting these kids down. Nowhere in the world that we have these failures and lack of performance that goes on in these urban schools. In Chicago, you know how many have been shot in Chicago in the last 190 days? You ain't gonna believe
over
this.
300 or 400 people, if I'm not mistaken.
3,088
Jesus.
through December the 9th. 193 days from Memorial Day back in May. 3,088 through December the 9th. Today is the 16th.
Jesus.
And this is published by the Chicago Tribune, Chicago Times, and Chicago ABC7.
Right.
Can you imagine it? 3,088 shot, and no white police officer shot nobody. Chicago is shortage about 1,000 police officers.
Right.
So they ain't rushing to go no place. Things messed up, man. They really are.
Well, they're messed up
And guess what?
by
The
design.
kids got to wear bulletproof backpacks, Mike. Can you imagine it? Bulletproof backpacks, and when they go down the street, they run zigzag.
Yeah, I heard
so they
about
don't get
that.
hit by a bullet.
I've heard about that in Chicago. I'm gonna be honest, man. I've always been an advocate of black people moving and pushing back into the South, man, to more rural areas. But the thing about it is you have to have some skills. We need to push back out of these urban areas. People aren't meant to be stacked on top of each other like that, especially in poverty. Even in the country or the rural areas, there's poverty, but it's still not quite as, the issues aren't as compounded in the rural area. Does that make sense? Like, it's not a lot of people, so you don't have a lot of violent interactions and things amongst people in rural areas. Even with the drinking and drugs.
These politics, you got all black politics in Chicago. Even the lieutenant governor in Illinois is black. The Secretary of State black. The Attorney General is black. Police chief in Chicago is a black. Even the one before him that said that if Justice Smollett had apologized, he would have let it go. Can you imagine some crazy mess like that?
No. And I can't imagine the city with the problems of Chicago, even wasting time, not just throwing this cat in jail from the beginning. They wasted so much money on that investigation when they knew that he was full of shit. They knew he was full of shit.
Yeah.
That shit should have been an open and shut case. It shouldn't have even crossed my television screen.
There.
It shouldn't even cross my television screen.
I think.
Well, it's liberal cities.
I think
all
Obama
of these
had something to do with that.
All of these are democratic cities. See, that whole thing was supposed to be a manufactured hate crime anyway against somebody famous, and it was supposed to spin the election in a different way. That's what that was supposed to be, and it failed because
he said that.
Go ahead.
When he said they threw bleach on him or some liquid. Well, look at this. January the 29th, 2019, and January the 30th were two of the coldest days in Chicago in the last 34 years. It was 29 degrees below zero.
Right.
Mike, bleach freeze at 19 degrees.
So how you gonna throw frozen bleach on somebody?
Yeah. You ever seen them damn YouTube where people boiling water on the stove? Then they go outside where it's below zero and they throw it in the air and it hits the ground. It's ice.
Yeah. It's ice before it, but before it hits the ground. Yeah. Absolutely. I've seen that. I saw a dude do that with some hot water on the news in Minnesota.
What the hell he was talking about. Then he kept the damn noose on his neck for hours like he liked it.
Yeah. Yeah. That dude's a freak show, man. He's a freak show. I ain't gonna lie. I hope he do at least a year in prison. So it looks like Snuggles wanted to ask you a question. She said, what is the young man on the phone? I don't know if it's a she. Could be a he. I'm sorry. Snuggles 668 says, what does the young man on the phone think about what happened in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, early 90s in other communities? If you don't mind me asking, where were the other communities given by the government? I don't understand this. Can he explain how did redlining help other communities to thrive? How did other communities get to take the children to college by using the house as a down payment?
I'll tell her how redlining.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll tell her how redlining is driving. I'm from St. Louis. I'm down here in Louisiana now.
Okay.
Redline told you where not to buy a house, told you where not to send your kids to school, told you where not to drive your car, and told you where not to be riding the street at night. That's what redline told you.
Right.
Think about it. You don't want to be buying a house in a bad area that don't have good schools. Your kids got to go to their school in order to prove on themselves so that they can start off better than you.
Right.
That's what it told. I'm not saying, I'm not hoping that happened, but that's just the way it is. Things happen like that. I mean, you're going to have, I know a lot of areas in St. Louis is redlined. Matter of fact, North St. Louis, which has been Democrat for 72 years, St. Louis has been Democrat for 72 years. It's just terrible. And that's why people leave North St. Louis back in the 60s and went out to Ferguson, escaping the crime in North St. Louis.
Right.
Well, in 2014, guess what? The ones that had been there a long time, they left again because they had the riots out there. You know where they moved, Mike?
Where?
They moved across the Mississippi River in the St. Charles County.
Out in Illinois?
St. Charles County is about 95%. No, in Missouri.
Okay, Missouri. Okay.
Not all in Missouri, west of St. Louis. St. Charles County is 95% white, and all the police is white in all the little cities. So those two elements they wasn't running from. They was running for, just like anybody else, they want to get away from the bad areas because they got kids to contend with.
Right. Good breakdown. Good breakdown. Anyway, it's a book out called The Color of Law, man. I appreciate you for calling. And
thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
You have a pleasant evening. Hey, have a good holidays, man.
Hey, you too, man. Thank you very much.
You and your family.
You too. Thank you for calling.
Bye-bye.
All right, brother. Hey, knowledgeable brother. See, that's how we advance the conversation by listening and understanding and figuring out other people's perception of things. I didn't get a chance to ask the brother, man, do you think that the way to eradicate poverty is putting money directly in the hands of women, or is it giving men jobs? Men and women jobs. I'm not going to sit up and say that, you know, women don't need to have jobs. They need to have opportunities as well. But America and the thing about America, and despite where we came from through slavery and whatnot, we're way past that trauma. We're twerking at weddings right now, and people are saying that shit's cool. So we're not traumatized by, you know, as traumatized as we're trying to make out to be. It's time that we start really taking advantage of the things that we can take advantage of. And I oftentimes see a lot of people out here that aren't taking full advantage of the opportunities that are available to them, but complaining about the opportunities that they can't get to. That's a whole nother biblical principle. I'm not going to preach to you tonight. But if you can't be faithful over a little bit, nobody's going to make you faithful over a lot. And everybody has to pay dues. These kids out here are being raised to feel like they don't have to pay dues. And I'm going to tell you something that nobody said it that I've heard. But people are asking, why are things getting so bad? You know, we made it through the crack era, you know, and kind of made it out of that era now. So why are things getting worse? Is it because of the pills? Is it because of the war on drugs? No, because a lot of that stuff is really slowing down. People aren't really selling drugs anymore. People are scamming. They got all types of, you know, sophisticated schemes to get your money. You don't have to stand on the corner and sell drugs anymore. So the drug war on drugs is kind of drying up. They're figuring out other ways to get you sucked into the prison system or the criminal justice system, because a lot of the, you know, the unfair laws had to be overturned, you know, and things like that. So it's not working like it worked in the 80s and 90s. That makes sense. But got another call on the line. 863, you in the building. Big Mike drop. What's up?
Hey man, is it too much to ask to let me give my hypothesis on why the world is going insane?
Oh no, not at all. Let me hear what you got to say. The floor is yours.
All right. Have you heard of a company that builds buildings and cities in China called the Evergrande?
I have not. Hello?
Yeah, it's a delay. It's a delay.
There's a little bit of a delay. Go ahead. Okay.
Stand by.
It sounds like you got me on in the background. You got to turn me down in the background.
All right, check it out.
Go ahead.
That company went bankrupt. Oh, okay, stand by. Okay, how about now? That's better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just shut you down on the TV.
Yeah, shut me down on the TV for now, or at least turn it down.
Okay, I just shut it down.
Okay, cool.
How about that? Is that better?
Yeah, that sounds a lot better. Go ahead.
Okay, I can't hear myself, so I'm just gonna talk through it.
Yeah, go ahead. Talk to it. We hear you.
All right, check it out. Evergrande went bankrupt. Evergrande was building replica cities in China.
Okay.
Have you heard of ghost cities in China?
I have not, but I saw something similar to that on what was the movie with what's the big goofy white dude, whatever his name is. and James Franco, where
Okay,
they were going over to
anyway.
Korea, and they had those cities. Yeah.
Okay. There's nobody living in the cities. They've got replica cities, hundreds of them built, like Paris, New York. I mean, replica buildings, but no one's living in the cities. A bunch of apartment buildings, real beautiful places, but no one's living in the cities because they have to turn the westernized countries into the new third world countries first. That's why the borders are open. The rich people are already tagged to move into those new cities. Right now, the U.S. dollar is the world reserve currency. What country is next on the list to become the world reserve currency? Do you know?
China. I would guess.
Correct.
Yeah.
But they're overdue. They're overdue. You can check this out on the internet. You have to know what to punch in to look it up. If you don't know what to punch in, you never find it. So they're behind. Now, we lost a bunch of jobs over the last 20, 30 years. Those jobs went over to China and other countries, but China mainly. They make the products, send them here, and we lost a bunch of jobs.
Mm-hmm.
China becomes the new world reserve currency. They're already manufacturing all the products. Rich people move out. They leave us in a third world country. We're talking Europe and America.
Right.
Nobody else is doing this now. We're the only ones doing this. We're taking the boys and turning them into girls, girls turn them into boys.
Right.
So the other countries who are heterosexual countries, still, they just walk in and take over. Now, one person put a stop to that. I ain't gonna mention his name. Don't you mention his name. It starts with a T. He's not in there now, but he stopped it. That's why they behind, and that's why they getting rid of the police, making it like what is it, $800 or $900 in New York and California.
Right.
You can go steal stuff.
Yeah, at $900.
As long as you don't steal over a certain amount out that store.
Yeah.
Correct. They doing that to help turn these cities into third world cities.
It's crazy, man.
That's what's going on.
Nah, that's deep. That's deep. That's deep. That's deep.
Now, if you look that up,
that's crazy.
You'll see it.
Is it? I see.
Okay, I think I said enough.
Evergrande. Right.
Just went bankrupt because they're not making any income because nobody living in cities.
Nobody's living in those cities. Wow. That makes perfect sense, bro.
Not yet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Not yet.
That's crazy. That makes perfect sense, though. I mean, they've been trying to leave us for a while, man. They've been doing the space exploration and whatnot, which I don't really believe the moon and all that stuff, because I feel like that if the moon was viable, they would have been on the moon a long time ago. They've been looking for somewhere to go. So yeah, that falls right in the line. Absolutely.
You haven't thought about what I just said to you. You haven't thought about what I just said to you.
I probably haven't all the way through.
Have a nice evening, sir.
You too.
Have a nice evening.
You too. Wow. I don't even know what to say on that, man. I don't even know what to say with that. He already got off. Like, why is Russia and China buying so much property in the U.S.? That's a good question as well. We've gone down another rabbit hole on this, man. Shout out to my cousin V Lane, man. Black rabbit hole. I keep hitting the wrong thing. But give a shout out, man. Shout out. Y'all definitely go check him out. Well, I guess on that note, I think we've been on long enough tonight. We got some things to think about. I'm going to do some research, because when somebody says I haven't thought about what they said, it kind of drives me to think. I don't get mad. I don't get upset. You know what I'm saying? I just start thinking. He's telling me something, and I'll listen back through this show, and I'll listen back through this show, and I'll listen back through this show until I get it. But it definitely sounds viable. But right now, according, which makes perfect sense as well, it's been put on hold. Now this has gone bankrupt. We might have to talk behind the scenes on that. Brother, you know how to get in touch with me. I already know you do. Everyone is buying property everywhere. Have you paid attention to Africa? A lot of people have been trying to tell black people to pay attention to Africa, but nobody wants to. But guess who does? I mean, we already know who's there in Africa. They've been there. So, you know, as they leave, what are they really leaving? I'm gonna be honest. The place that I feel like black people need to go back to, and I'll always feel this way, black people need to return to the South. We have a lot of land in the South, a lot of unclaimed, land we haven't claimed. That could be proven as our land. This is where I'm from. The Gulf Coast, Mobile, Alabama. Mount Vernon, Alabama, to be exact. Population of 850 people. And everybody that's ever been somebody to me is buried in Mount Vernon, Alabama. As far as family's concerned. We got some in Philly and other places, but it's all based in Mount Vernon. Man, this is a deep show tonight. I didn't even think it would turn out this deep, man, but I appreciate the brother for calling in. He didn't want to leave his name, but I think I know who it is, man. So appreciate you, brother, for calling in, dropping knowledge on that. We got some things to think about, people. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share this video, man. Looks like we held a couple of y'all in here for a while. So we got Christmas week coming up. Next week, man, I got my boy Sean Turner coming on Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. We're talking about surviving the game, man. How do you survive the game? Things are getting more dangerous. Everybody can't have guns everywhere like you can in the South. Another reason to move to the South. You're getting gun charges in the North. You're getting gun charges in New York. You're getting gun charges in Chicago. You're getting gun charges in L.A. Guess where you're not getting gun charges at, B? You're not getting gun charges in the A. If you got your concealed carry permit. You're not getting gun charges in Florida. You're not getting gun charges in Alabama. You know what I'm saying? Bring your ass back home, man. I know y'all think we slow. We ain't slow. We just talk slow. But Sean Turner will be coming on. Thank you, Timo. Sean Turner will be coming on with me next week. And also next Thursday, we got Chloe Brock. And I got another call on. Let's see what we got. Yo, you on the big mic drop? Who we got? In the building.
What's up, man?
What up, man?
What's happening, man?
Man, coolly, man. What you got going on?
I was gonna call in,
man, this Sean, man. Sean in the building. Trill Hands Boxing Team. What's popping?
That much, man. I told you I was gonna call in, man. I know you had some talking points about other things that you wanted to say, but them two brothers there, man, they took us to a whole nother.
They took us to a whole nother stratosphere tonight.
A whole nother level of intelligence, dog.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean,
hey.
I mean, I was just really just calling because you can't come behind that right there.
What did you think about the whole thing, man? Like he just hit me with the. You didn't understand what I was saying. You're not thinking about what I was saying. You have a good evening, sir. Man. I'm like, yo, man, was this like the people reaching out to me, letting me know there's something going on, man? Exclusive content on the big mic drop?
Well, from a perspective of us as men, me, I don't dabble in fear.
Right.
I think fear is a weakness that we have. All I can do is take information to see how I can dissect.
Right.
Now, whatever information that he gave me, I know what he's talking about. And I heard it before. But only way that the people can do and complete that goal that he said that they have is if we give up and let them do it. So, I understand that, but okay, you know what's happening. You giving us information. What's the solution?
Well,
what's the solution?
I think I'm gonna be honest. I think I offered the solution, man, and maybe this may be premature, But people are gonna want to know. Hold on 1 second, man. This is my son calling me. Hold on. Hello?
Got you.
Hold on. Hello?
What's up?
What up, man?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm on the show. What's good? What you got going?
Oh, you on the show? My bad. I'll call you back later.
No. It's all good. I'm actually about to get off. I'm gonna call you in a few minutes, son. Give me about 5 minutes. All right. Yeah. That's exciting, man. My boy calling me, man. He usually like to text, man. Shout out to Che, man. But yeah, man, go ahead, man, and you know, what are your thoughts on that, man? Like, really?
Well, you said you had a solution of, black people need to come back and do another great migration back to the South.
We need to come back to the South.
It is a lot of land out here. That they can invest and buy for cheap.
Right.
For cheap than any northern state, Midwest, Eastern state. I mean, the land is here, but are the people going to invest in land?
I think
they need to.
I think you should have to. I think you should have to. Like, it makes no sense to come back to the South with nothing. And a lot of people in these major cities have people that already have land in the country. You know, everybody traveling down south for the family reunions if you want your food season. Everybody coming down south in the summer.
I haven't been to the family reunion so long though.
Yeah, man, Mississippi, you know what I'm saying? South Carolina, Georgia, damn near any black person in the country can trace their roots back to Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, Tennessee, maybe Arkansas, you know what I'm saying? Florida, South Carolina, Alabama, Georgia.
Yeah. What the guy was saying, from what it sounded like to me, he said it sounded like a takeover. It sounded like a takeover. And he said trying to turn these cities into third world countries. It sounded like a takeover.
Yeah, whatever's going to happen is going to happen fast. Whatever's happening is going to happen fast. The bottom is going to fall out. It's not going to be a situation to where it's gradual.
The thing is, even how we're going to talk Tuesday, you can't roll over and give up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't roll over and spit. You know what I'm saying? You got your manhood, you got your integrity, you got your family to fight for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So why would you just sit there and let somebody take your shit?
Right.
That ain't how it's gonna go down here.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So
go ahead,
bro. I appreciate the information, but if your solution ain't fighting and trying to keep something going and trying to preserve your life and your legacy, then what the hell you saying it for? It's something we already know. You know they're already trying to do this.
Right.
But what's the solution?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
The solution is this. When them Chinese folks,
you don't have no.
When them yellow folks come to take the white folks shit, the black folks need to take our shit from the white folks and fight the yellow folks.
I'm gonna tell you like this: if it has 2 arms, 2 legs, and it breathes air, it can be taken out.
Right. Absolutely.
And I don't have no fear of anything like that.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah, absolutely.
Get rid of fear. And if you get rid of fear, you get rid of a lot of your damn problems.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
We know what they're doing. You know what they're doing. And just like I was saying before, we got some people that look like us that don't need to be with us.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And these are the people that could be bought, that could be manipulated, and that can cause us to be defeated.
If you were at that wedding, if you were at the wedding with the twerking bride, you probably don't need to be on our team. If you were part of that fiasco, you know what I'm saying? That you're not our type, and I'm not trying to be funny. You're just not gonna really be our type. You're gonna be the type that gets left on the wayside.
You got to let me tell you something. That's not marriage material. That is a side chick at best.
Absolutely. Oh, she's still somebody's side chick and your wife. Yeah, she's somebody's side chick and your wife.
That is a hoe at heart.
Right.
And for the black women that's listening to the show, hey man, stop taking up for that shit. Stop saying that they were just having. Someone saying they were just having fun. Stop saying that they was having fun. That's basic disrespect to those vows that y'all said that they said before they got married.
Right.
Come on, man. You advertise for other guys in the damn park.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The whole culture, man, is the real pandemic amongst all women.
Well, the whole culture is gonna take it's gonna take those out who fall into it. It's not something that you're gonna be able to just live out your days doing. So any way that they could trap you and get you out of here and get you out of the fight, they're presenting those ways. So whole culture is just a way to keep women dumb, deaf, and blind, certain women dumb, deaf, and blind, and get them up out of here. Sell them into sex slavery, you know what I'm saying? Get them pregnant, fat, and put them in the project somewhere when it's all said and done. And forget about them. That's really what it's doing, man. It's tricking you right up out of here.
It's actually they can actually eliminate themselves by it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By doing that. Because hey man, cats are waking up, man. Cats are waking up.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And when I saw that, I didn't see nothing wife-like what she was doing. I didn't see nothing wife-like that what her bridesmaids was doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just got a different opinion on that. You know, we spoke earlier about our opinion on that. So it is what it is. I mean,
that's crazy.
Twerking at a wedding, that's something they could have did. That's something they could have did at the damn hotel room, butt naked.
Man, she should have did it at the hotel room. Now, see, that would have been fire. Now, see if your homegirls came to the hotel room and did the backup dancer thing for
at the hotel room.
Yeah, absolutely. I hate to get graphic, but
something that should have went viral.
Yeah,
it's something that everybody could see.
That was for everybody else, dude. I'm gonna tell you like this. That's for everybody else. And without getting too graphic, if you the husband, you're supposed to be able to touch her. You're supposed to be able to go up in her drawers or whatever you want to do when y'all in that situation. If he would have tried to do that, she would have pushed his hands away because she wanted to entertain everybody else. You see what I'm saying?
Basically.
Yeah. She wanted everybody else to be entertained because yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry, man.
The sad part about it is, man, I believe they retarded ass probably practiced that shit.
Oh, they had a whole they probably practiced that shit for months. Let's just keep it real.
They probably practiced that shit, man. They had to get the routine together and
absolutely
what this person gonna do. I just want to know who the person that was at the party with him that she was dancing on.
That nigga that was in the brown with the dreads that was recording the whole time.
It's somebody sitting in that chair was a stand-in for the groom while she was practicing.
Oh, absolutely. It was probably a chick.
So it's probably a chick.
Probably a chick.
You know, that's how they get down too.
Probably a chick. Probably had a hot make-out session after that.
That's not
on to get married. Yeah.
And don't forget the bachelorette party.
Hey, Timo say she does that every weekend. Yeah, and I might be leaning more toward Timo because she seemed to be real talented, and she was definitely a looker. I'm not gonna sit up and act like he didn't have an ugly bride, but that could be an ugly situation. You know what I'm saying? Beauty isn't always on the exterior.
Right there, man.
Yeah, beauty is not always on the exterior. That was probably some of the ugliest shit she could have done. Because, I mean, I didn't even think about that earlier. Because, like I said, if he as her husband wanted to grab and go up in her shirt or go up in her underwear, she was going to stop him so she can keep entertaining everybody else. Fugazi as fuck. She out of
here.
Drop this fool for me.
You know what I'm saying? Man, brother. So next week, man, we geared up, man, surviving the game. We on.
Yeah, just send me the talking points, man. I got the strategy.
Yeah, let's get it.
I had a solution to a lot of them problems. And you know what we're gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about old boy.
Yeah. That nigga
Did you get a
there.
chance to check out the Saturday Night Live version?
I ain't get a chance yet. I wrote it down in my notes, and I'm gonna get into that here a little bit later. I want to check that out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, see that, bro.
Yeah.
I might watch it in a little bit, just laugh.
Absolutely, man.
So, you know, certain strategies and techniques that won't get you killed.
Exactly. And stop listening to these fake ass self-defense people on the internet, man. You gotta know, people.
Listen to your scary ass partner.
Oh yeah, don't listen to them either. He gonna beat you out the door. He gonna push you in the way of danger. Right.
Oh man.
But man, I appreciate you.
Friends gonna be the one that get robbed, you end up without no clothes on that.
Oh yeah, get stripped naked. Like they should have did that boy in Chicago before he unloaded on A-Roy the other day, but that's a whole nother story. I already got flagged for that one, so I'm gonna leave that one alone. Hey man, I appreciate you for calling, man. We're gonna go ahead and let go and shut this one down.
All right, man. You ready, man?
Yeah, man. Well, dang, we got some. I think brother calling back, man. Hold on, man. We got somebody else. Hold on, stick with me for a sec, son.
All right. You got you.
All right. Yo, you on a big mic drop? Here you go. Yo, you on a big mic drop? It's a big mic.
All right. Can you hear me?
I hear you. What's up?
Okay, good. I don't know if my earbud's working on my microphone. So I saw the description page about people getting $800. Is it $800 a month?
Yeah, $850 a month. Yes.
Now that sounds like a good idea, right? For people, especially if you're unemployed. But what I think is actually happening is that the federal government is trying to buy votes and then also control the masses of people by then having the power to take away that money on a whim.
Yes.
So even though it sounds good now, that's the way I feel about it. I don't know how you guys feel.
No, that sounds, I mean, it's something to it, man. And like a lot of us on here, a lot of the people in the comments are agreeing with you, because it seems like there's something that's a catch. It seems like it's a Trojan horse for something else that's not going to be as constructive. And I don't think this is constructive, to be honest.
Yeah, I think in the short term to the long term, yeah. Again, $850 a month for people who are unemployed. When you have the pandemic and you have so many people unemployed anyway, and then there are restrictions for coming back to work, a lot of businesses, major businesses, are mandating that their employees get vaccinated. It seems to me that it's almost as though it's planned to ruin the economy.
Yep.
That's what it seems like.
Did you hear the other gentleman call in before you, sir? I mean, not before you, but before the gentleman before you, because you're telling the truth. I already know you're telling the truth, and I'm with you. But the other gentleman was saying that
No, I didn't.
Oh, go ahead. Well, what you're saying kind of fits right into what he was saying. So if you catch the replay, catch the replay. It's right before you called. But this gentleman was talking about a Chinese company that was building fake buildings. They're building fake cities, replicas of United States cities. So rich people can actually move to these cities and they're bankrupt this and make this a poor third world nation. So yeah, they are trying to tank the economy.
Wow.
They're trying to tank the economy. That's why why he said the borders are open, is because they're really just going to make this a third world nation, and all the rich people going to sky out with their money.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, because I'm against immigration. I'm against legal immigration. I'm against illegal immigration, because there are too many Americans that are out of work.
I'm with you.
105 million Americans are out of work. Now, people ask, well, that's about 1/3 of the total population. That can't be true. Well, the definition of that is that people over 16 who are able-bodied, don't have a job, like, say, high school graduates, college graduates, even seniors. But even without those numbers being as elevated as they are, you can't have people who come in here from foreign countries who don't know the language taking jobs away from Americans.
I'm with you. And I would be for, you know, I've never really paid attention to the immigration issue until here recently. I'll be honest. It just wasn't something that was on my radar. But when I see these type of initiatives come forth, $850 is somehow going to eradicate poverty, putting it into a black woman's hands. But yet there's so many black men that are sitting on the sidelines without jobs. I think that would end poverty in the community. It would definitely end child hunger and a lot of other social issues. Yes. Go ahead.
Do anybody know about the 450,000 that they're going to give the illegal immigrants at the border per family?
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Did you hear about that, host?
I heard about that. Yes, I did. And it pissed me off. I was incensed because, like I said, if you can give somebody that just came into this country $450,000, but you have every excuse to why you can't give me, a descendant of slaves, anything. So, like, if we're going to be giving out money, then nobody needs to get in line before black people. I'm going to be honest. Descendants of slaves, nobody needs to get in line before them. And that they figure out a way to get money for everybody else.
Well, again, it seems to me to be almost as though it's planned to create division to conquer from within. I happen to be a conspiracy theorist.
Okay.
I happen to believe if you take a look at all the, all the elements that are going wrong, you can't say, at least I can't say, that Congress is just plain stupid. It has to be done on purpose because these things are being done in such a coordinated manner. If it's stupidity, then what are we doing electing these people?
Right. They're buying us.
But see, the thing about it is, that money alone could start up so many businesses.
Yeah, if it was in the right hands, yeah.
You
could.
Crazy, man.
It was in the right hands.
But then again, you have these restrictions about the vaccine. If you started up let's say you bought a business and then tomorrow you could actually move into that business and start it, right?
Right.
You don't even have to start it from scratch. It's already running. You got it. You still have to follow the mask mandates. You still have to follow what Congress says about don't let customers inside your place of business unless they have a mask and to show vaccination papers. Yeah,
Yeah.
So if you can breathe, let me tell you something. If you can breathe air through a mask, you can breathe any kind of you can breathe any damn virus.
Man,
I'm just saying.
Man, look, man.
If you can breathe through a mask, you can breathe any virus.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. If the outside of the mask can get wet, which they can, that means water droplets can get through it, which means the virus, which is smaller than water droplets, can get through it. So I've seen some folks with them damn.
I work at a city yard.
And not only that,
where we were mad.
Right.
This virus isn't even all that dangerous. This has a 2% mortality rate. That means 98% of the people who catch it are going to walk away with their lives. Now, 2%, when you run it across the board, it means that if you divide the country from those who are 65 and older to those who are 64 and younger, you're going to have within the 65 age and older group, you're going to have like a 6%, 7% mortality rate because they're older.
Right.
A lot of them have what's called comorbidity, underlying diseases, which are going to be affected by the virus more easily than those below 64 and below. Do you know that's about 0.00001% of those people who are going to catch it? Well, you do not shut down the economy of the United States over those figures.
No, you don't. But unless you're trying to do something, and you're a conspiracy theorist, so work with me. Go with me here for a moment.
That's right.
Go with me. Go with me for a moment here. Unless you're really trying to get people conditioned to actually bowing to the needs of the extreme minority, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the cabal.
Yeah.
People who are in charge, the
if you-
billionaires and the people who are even richer than billionaires. Yeah.
Yeah, if you get used to bowing to the super minority on anything, they could condition you. It's what is it, predictive programming? So they make this virus that's worse.
Yeah.
They make this virus
Right.
worse, and that's just the what's the word? The spirit of the times, the zeitgeist. Everybody caving.
Oh, the zeitgeist?
Yeah, it's the spirit of the times.
Yeah.
You know, overreacting.
Mhm.
We're going to make laws for 2% of the population. We're going to make laws for 0.02% of the population that the rest of us have to follow, you know? And you kind of know where
Yeah.
I'm going without going there.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I also believe that the vaccine, not the vaccine, but the virus was a precursor to the killing of masses of people. Because throughout history, when you take a look at Stalin, Pol Pot, Hitler, Mussolini, Caligula, Nero, Caesar, etc., all of them wanted to become gods. The people, the 0.1%, the ones that you're talking about, the super minority, they have the same ambition.
Right.
They want to enter into transhumanism. They want to transfer the consciousness into robots so that they can live forever.
Man.
And they want to kill everybody on the planet. And it seems to me, okay, that's what I read. Do I have proof? Not really. But it seems to me to make sense. If other people in the past wanted to become gods, why can't these people who are worth trillions of dollars, why shouldn't they want to become gods as well?
Right. That makes sense. Have you ever watched the movie Buck Breaking by Tariq Nasheed? Go ahead, Sean.
A lot of those guys practice Marxism. So
practice Marxism? Yeah.
A lot of them practice Marxism. And
I think they used, yeah.
Well, I'm actually having we're having a discussion about Marxism. I got Sir Tice coming on. I don't have the exact date, but Sir Tice and I are actually going to break down Marxism and communism and how it affected the Black community. Why was the Black community the target community for the communist movement in the United States? So we're going to talk about that coming up. Caller, man, I would definitely love to have you come back. I want to talk a little bit deeper on this.
Sure.
Do you catch my show?
Well,
I'm on every Tuesday and Thursday. I'm actually on every Thursday at 7 p.m., but I come on Tuesday every now and then from 7 p.m. as well.
Okay. Well, I'm always driving by shows looking for interesting topics. So when you have your show again on Thursday, hopefully I'll see it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. If I don't see you before then, have a happy holidays, okay? And I thank you for giving us a shout.
Hey, you too.
Absolutely.
Sure. Everybody be safe because you know what's happening out here.
Absolutely.
So take care now.
All right, you too, man.
Are you ending the show? Because I can put myself on mute if you want.
Yeah, I'm about to go on in the show. I've been on for a little bit, and I need to call my son back. He called me, so I need to call him back and see what he's going on. Hey, but if you if you would go to the subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel and put the notifications on so you can catch me.
All righty.
Yeah, because we're going to be talking about more of this.
All right. Everybody be safe.
All right. You too, man.
Okay.
All right, man.
All right.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. Man, he came through with the deep shit. You say what? Hello?
I'm gonna let that, man. You had some guys come and drop some jewels tonight, dog.
Nah, man, we had some jewels tonight, man. What do you have any?
Hard to come behind that.
I'm about to say, do you have any last words you want to wrap up to the audience, man? Because I'm about to go on. I'm going to call it for the night.
Yeah, I'm about to do the same thing too, man. You know, I'm a working man. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway,
we'll see you next Tuesday.
It's up with it for Tuesday, man. We're gonna be spending some real shit, man. So
absolutely, man.
Y'all listening, man. Tune in. Maybe the information we give might be able to save your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sean, I appreciate you, brother.
All good, man. Take it easy, dog.
All right, 100. We got Sean Turner in the building. Y'all got this is a must see next Tuesday, man. This is a must see for you brothers that's looking for self-defense, and you sisters too that's looking for some kind of real self-defense. Put you up on real game. Check us out next Tuesday, 7 p.m. I got Sean Turner. We're talking about surviving the game. This man is a real deal pugilist. I mean, weapons expert. I'm gonna let him tell you. But hey, I appreciate the callers tonight, man. Rough day one. I appreciate you for hitting us up and letting us know that information. I've written down that information, and I'm gonna go start digging and researching, because now you got my wheels turning, and I am really thinking deeply about what you said. G. Allen Witherspoon, Spoon in the building. Good to have you on here, homie. Man, let's start looking into some of this stuff, man. Like I say, we got solutions. So this is your host, Big Mike. This is another episode of the Big Mike Drop. I appreciate y'all for joining. I will see y'all next week. Peace.